Welcome, everyone, to our live stream. Glad to have you here today, especially on this Friday. I know people are busy and kind of getting geared up for the weekend, but I'm glad you had the ability or desire to join us today. If you have any comments as we're going through the live stream today, don't hesitate to put them in the comments area below. We are streaming on multiple stream platforms. So depending upon which platform you're on, there's comments somewhere in there that you can go and say, hey, or ask a question or what have you. Don't hesitate to do that as we're going through the live stream. So we've got Jared with me today, again, my co-pilot for today's live stream. Hey, Jared, happy
Hey, how's it going?
Friday 13th. For some
Oh, wow,
people,
yeah.
yeah, for some people, this is a lucky day. For some others, it's an ominous day. When
Yeah.
you think of Friday the 13th, is it a good day or an ominous day for you?
Well, it's all those horror films I've watched, so it's a little bit, always waiting for something bad to happen on those days, but, I mean, it's, you never know till the end of the day. I think it'll be fine, but it's, yeah, I always think of Friday the 13th or slasher movies or something
Oh, the
when
slasher
when we
movies. Yeah,
roll up
yeah, yeah.
when we roll up to one of these days, but, yeah, it's just sort of, the person in me likes those
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
movies,
No, well,
so
Friday 13th for me is it's a lucky day, man. It's always a good day for me.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah,
13,
yeah, yeah.
it's either
I think it's
unlucky or
all how
lucky.
you project out there, right?
Oh, yeah, Eye of the Beholder for sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So, hey, so today we're going to bump my mic here. So today we're going to be talking about something that we've had people discuss. And we've had where people have run in and had some challenges with attaching emails to Act. We've got another solution now. A little bit of history, and Jared, you're quite familiar with this, as you know,
Mhm.
we've kind of gone through this a lot, and a lot in the sense of, how do we solve a problem for certain people? Now, not
Yeah.
everybody has this problem, but some people, and it can be in an organization where I get 20 people or 30 people, and two people out of there, for whatever reason, something with the Microsoft people, their emails just don't attach. There's some kind of
Mm.
connection collision that just doesn't allow it to attach. And for the life of them, they can't get it to attach. And we've had a few people over the years that have had this problem. And if
Mhm.
you're one of those people, no matter what you do, you just can't seem to consistently um, have your outbound emails or your inbound emails attached to your Act contacts, then this is definitely for you. And this is also definitely for those who want a little bit extra. I've been using this product myself for about 3 months now, and I love it. And there's a couple of
Mhm.
reasons why I'll tell you why I love it as we're going through. But one of the things that you want to consider in as we're going through this today is and I need everybody to be aware of this. Microsoft, when they do updates, sometimes all of a sudden your connection between Act and Outlook will sever. It doesn't matter which application you're using; it will disable itself, and then you got to go in and enable it. And I don't know if Matt has created a video for it, but I'm going to create a video. If this happens to you, then do this. And if that still doesn't work, then call support. So we're going to do a video up showing you how to solve that little problem. In fact, Jared, I think we have a video that we did last year, didn't we? On um, if it doesn't connect, or maybe I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
we did do one last year just on a little quick fix with the Microsoft update because, yeah, just like you were saying, sometimes the Microsoft update will come and then sometimes your
Throws
emails
it
aren't
off.
attaching. You don't find that till later. And one of the main reasons or one of the awesome features of Act for Outlook as well as Act for Mail is it attaches emails and it's like
Yeah,
perfect at it basically. So as long as you just set it up properly, you're
yeah,
good to
should have
go.
no problems.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it picks up all the old stuff too. So even if it does disconnect, you go and connect it again, it'll work. So the
Mhm.
product we're talking about today is Act for Outlook version 8.
Mhm.
If you look at version 8, okay, it's been out for a while, but this one here, particularly in my opinion,
Mhm.
is a great one, and that's what. I mean, I've always used Act for the native Act attachments. It's always worked well for me. I've had I think a couple of versions back, maybe 21, I think it was, or 20. I had some problems with it attaching. everybody else worked fine, but it didn't work for me for whatever year, or for me consistently. But we've overcome that.
Mm.
And I've had no problems. But I decided about 3 months ago to switch over to this to try it out because I had a new feature in there that I just loved,
Mm.
and I'm not going back. I just there's this one feature which I'm going to show you later on as we're going through this. So stay tuned, stay connected because this one feature uh, for me was everything. It made a big difference. So, any other comments before we dive into the demo, Jared?
No,
About attached emails. I mean,
oh,
we've kind of had, like I said, we've had some people that have had challenges with this. Others, not a problem. Just like a
yeah.
heartbeat, just continues to beat on and no problems. But there are some that have had this issue, and we're constantly, frantically, sometimes for those people, trying to find a solution. Well, I think we've got one that will work really well. And we've also got it on our website, so you can purchase it from there.
Mhm.
It's really inexpensive. We'll get to that at the end of the live stream. All right, so let's jump over to the demo database here. So I'm working in a demo database. I always have to make sure that I say that because
Yep.
we don't want you to pull down the recording, which has happened when I didn't mention that we are working with a demo database and a demo version of Outlook, and so all the names are protected by an anonymity in the sense that they're not real. All right, so I'm working with my advisor demo database. We're not going to be doing a lot in here other than you'll see how we when we attach some emails. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to Outlook, and so I'm working in my demo Outlook. And for most people, you're using Act for Outlook. You're attaching. You got the quick attach. You got the attachment. You can create a contact, create an activity. You can synchronize Outlook contacts and calendars to Act calendars and contacts and back and forth. All that good stuff. Well, Act for Outlook is another way of doing that, and it uses a little bit different protocols, so it works a little bit different, and it does a few things which I think are is amazing. So it's a little bit different in that, like when you're in Act for Outlook, you've got these buttons up at the top. And I had mentioned in a previous one that if you're on the home screen, you don't want to jump back and forth. So you can use your quick attach or your what do they call it? Quick access toolbar up at the top where you can just put the buttons up there. Great. So how does Act for Outlook work? So I'm going to actually show you how it works, and then I'm going to actually show you how to configure it because that's another thing. If you decide you want to try it out for 14 days, you can download it, install it. You can, if you're feeling uncomfortable with that, we can definitely take care of that for you and help you with that. And then you can just give us a call, and we can provide you with license codes. So not a problem. So how it works, I'm going to take this one right here in the bottom. I'm going to right mouse click over it, and I have the same features as I do with Act. I've got go to contact. So this will actually look up the contact. So if I click on that and then flip over to my Act, there we are. It pulls up Perry Kirker because it's using training at Corelogix.ca. And so it just pulls him up. If I go back over here and I right mouse click and I go over here to look up contacts with the same domain, and you can see that right there, look up contacts with the same domain. Right mouse click, do that. And then if I go back into Act, it will actually pull up multiples because I have two contacts with that same email address. And so it works really, really nicely that way. And then you have send an email to Act. Now, that may seem a little ominous. It's like, okay, what do you mean send an email to Act? It's the same as right here where it says attached to attached to contacts, which means in essence attached to multiple contacts. All right, so in Act for Outlook, when you right mouse click over this, when you go send to Act, it's allowing you to send to multiple contacts. So you can attach to companies, groups, opportunities, and to contacts. So if I go to contacts, I can pick, let's say, Albert Berry and Barb Black. I just double click, it puts them over here. I go okay, and then I go send, and that will attach to all three of those contacts, and then it will give you a confirmation notification saying that this has happened. So that's actually pretty cool. And then, oh, by the way, when it attaches, you see here it puts a little checkbox. Now you have an indicator that that actually has been attached. Because if you do this in Act, if you attach, you have no indicator. You have to actually go to the contact and check and see if it's attached. We'll go over to these guys and we'll see these attached in a second here. But you'll see a notification showing that that has been attached. And then you have what they call quick attach. It just attaches to the person who sent you the email. It'll attach it to their contact record if that contact record is in there. And then, oh, sorry, I kind of jumped that one, didn't I? Go down to here, and then you have create a contact and Act,
Yeah, with the
and
create a
we'll actually
contact,
do that in a sec. What's that, Jer?
I was going to say with the create a contact, sometimes too as well. If you get like a new email that it's not in your Outlook contacts, or it'll prompt you to add it if you want, and you can say add it or not, which just makes it really good for adding contacts when you get new leads or new things in your email. It auto prompts you to add it or not if you want, and you can add it. So there's some automation there that helps you to make sure you keep your contacts or keep putting in contacts for new emails you get and new people you get in your email, which is just makes it easier, right? One less thing you have to remember. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
and you
great.
can you can turn that on or turn that off. That
Yep.
notification, I have it turned on, and it just reminds me, hey, this
Saves me.
person isn't
Yep.
in your thing. Do you want to create a contact for them? And allows you
Hmm.
to do that, which we will actually show you how that works.
Yeah.
All right. So then you got created an activity. So we'll just go in here to create a contact with these new ones that I've just put in here. We'll deal with that. And then you've got create an activity, create an opportunity, which you don't have with the Act one, is to create an opportunity, and then a copy and print, quick print for whatever it is you got there. All right. So let's go in here. We're going to pick up this one here, this email that I sent in. Zephyr McGillicuddy, some kind of fictitious name I came up with. So we're going to go
Nice.
and create a contact from this particular person, and then it's going to ask in settings what fields do you want to map over. Now you can preset these up. Um, let's see here. That's the settings, and then you can go in here and you can actually choose what information you want to have as far as columns. So you want to have this set up so you've got contact. Where is there we are? Contact. We want the contact name. Double click doesn't seem to want to work on that one. Contact. Let's look at company as well. And I bypass that. Where is the? Oh, I'm in the advisor. It's called Home and Company or Household. There we are. Normally, it would just be company, but because we're in the advisor database, we deal with households and companies. And then you could have email address. I'm not going to do all of these.
Yeah, this is just kind of the setup. So
Yep.
to see what you want to put in initially, it's not every time or anything you'd have to do this. It's just the initial
And
setup,
then you
what fields
could,
you want copied over. So
and then you can create the contact there, and it will actually create the contact. So you can choose. You can put in the values in any of these, and you can create a create a link to a contact to a company, which is kind of handy too if you're the person that uses that. So it puts their email address in. You've got the contact's name. I'm just going to change this to, oh, we'll just call it test for now. I know it's there we go, and then we can close that down. And then if I wanted to create an activity for that person, create an activity. It'll bring up an activity window. You can choose the start date, time, timeless at a specific time, the type of meeting, priority of the meeting, what it's regarding. You can put some, I think you can put some details in here, maybe not. Oh, details right there. Yeah, so it actually puts the details of that email right there. I really need to wear my glasses when I'm doing this so I can actually see the screen better.
not as young as you used to be. It's all good.
No, no, no. So we're created that activity. So basically, it's just right mouse click and you have access to basically the same things we have in the Act one. It does create an opportunity, which is kind of cool. You can create an opportunity, process stage, the quantity, price, total. It's very basic, but it does let you to create an opportunity if you wish to from an email, like somebody saying, "Hey, yeah, we're interested in this." You can create an opportunity right off the bat with that.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
also just wanted to have
Mhm.
one comment there, Gary. Yeah, it's so you can have an opportunity with a lead and whatnot, but you also can do groups and stuff like that. So let's say you have a team working with you, you can add that contact to a particular group. And let's say
Yes.
that person is managing certain products or services, you can add that to a group in your database, whatever service or product that is, and then your team can follow up because they can see, oh, this other contact's been added to that group. So it can make it real quick. When it first
Right.
comes in, you can segment it how you want and how you want
Yeah.
your company to view those emails or view those initial opportunities or leads, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's just go over to Act really quick here. And we're going to, first of all, look at Perry Kirker because we did attach, I think we attached something to his record here. Yeah, if we go to history, okay, no, I didn't. No, I guess I didn't attach anything to it. What was that other one? Let's see, test. Let's see, there it is, test, test. Oh, we need to get in setup history because I probably didn't set up the history properly for this. So let's go back into Outlook. And that was actually a great segue into this. We're going to make sure we're connected to the right database because I was messing around. So we are set up to the advisor. Okay, that's good. So in this setup here, you're going to go what database. So you're going to have to go and find the path to the database on your machine. So you're looking for the pad file, and then you're going to put in your username and password, which I've done, and then you have to choose what type of history that you want. And so in this case, how do you want it to attach? And it takes a second to attach to. You have to do a refresh, which I will do. So I like to have, you can have none, you can have subject, email subject only, subject body and attachments, or just subject and attachments. You choose what you want. And then you got to choose how you want that history to work with you. Attach emails to Act database users. I usually have that unselected because that's you don't want it attaching to each individual person. Make histories private. Really don't need that as well. Unless you were some sort of investment banker and every email you had was a confidential one and you had to have it private, you could do that then. In this case, attach all sent messages, even if they are not sent from this machine. That is the kicker right there, that one right there. So you want to check that off. And what that means, and I'm going to show you that in a sec, what that means is when you send an email, so we're on Microsoft hosted Exchange. And so when you're actually going to send an email out, you're going to actually choose when you send an email out from your iPhone or your Android phone, for example, and you're on hosted Exchange. When you send that out, it's going to go and check your sent folder and say, hey, here's an email that was sent out to whomever, and they're in this database. Let's attach them. So it'll automatically attach, even if I'm on my cell phone, or if I'm on another computer, or if I'm using the web mailbox for my email. Because when it's sent folder and you're using Exchange, it's going to attach, which is huge. And so this one for me was a big one, this first one here. And then change icon, that's where it allows you to have this little checkbox right here, right there. So if you check that off, it will actually throw an indicator that it was done. Automatically attach incoming emails. I don't usually do that. I like to manually attach my emails as opposed to automatically attaching them. And so you can kind of decide how you want that to work. But I personally like to have myself manually. For those, if you're the person that wants everything attached, do that one. Caveat to that: when you have that attached, it's going to attach it. Sometimes we have a conversation with somebody through email. Hey, Jared, how you doing today? Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm doing this. All that gets attached. That little conversation gets attached on your inbound emails. So that's where I like to choose what I'm actually going to attach just by right mouse clicking and selecting that. So just be aware of that. Um, and then down at history linking, link recorded emails to the associated contacts company automatically. Link recorded emails to associated contacts, opened opportunities automatically. And then you have when sending emails, prompt to create a contact if not found in the database. I don't have that checked off here, but I do have it checked off on my production machine here. And then for exclusions, I've got in here training at Corelogix and taught at Corelogix.ca, just because I didn't want those ignore those particular accounts. I don't want it to attach. Other than that, you're pretty good to go. You also have this ability up here where you have different skins. You can kind of mess around with that at your leisure. Different skins meaning what this layout kind of looks like, and you can choose some different skins for that. All right, save and close. And then the other one is the database settings. And this is when you're going to map fields from Outlook to Act. So if I'm going to move stuff apart, back and forth, like contacts, well, what information do you want? I've got birthday, home phone, email address, home address, title. So you can go through and attach business ones. You've got company hasn't been attached, so let's just put distribute a household and company, because again, I'm working in the household company. The name is different in this database, but a normal B2B database, it's going to be company, and you just attach that. So once you've got that done, when you're synchronizing contacts, this is the information that it's going to sync back and forth. You may have email to, that might be your personal email. Do I have, let's see what I've got here. Email. Yeah, I don't have, let's see, I've got alternate email, I think, in here, a personal email. Let's just see.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to be able to sync your contacts with Act and Outlook. So if you add a new contact in Outlook, it'll add it to Act, kind of back and forth. You can kind of do it that way. It just keeps all your contacts updated. And, when something new comes or you change an email, somebody new email, it changes it. We'll do it
Yeah,
both on both sides, which is always
yeah.
nice because confusion is not good. And so it's good to
And
have
there's
all your ducks
always,
in a
and
row.
you always have to ask yourself too, if you're using the calendar or the contacts in Outlook and you're syncing those back and forth, you got to ask yourself why. Now, larger
Mhm.
companies, it makes sense to do that. Like I'm talking larger companies where a portion of the people are on a Act CRM and other portion are not, then it makes sense. But in the case where everybody's using Act, the only reason I would use the synchronization back and forth between Act and Outlook would be for the calendar if you're using an online calendar like
Mhm.
Calendly, or Microsoft's uh, bookings. There's a bunch of different ones out there. So if you're using that online calendar, then you want your calendar stuff to sync back and forth. And so that's when you want to have those synchronizations done. But just to have your contacts and your calendar in Outlook for the sake of maybe having it on your phone, well, you have the free app, the Act Companion, that you can use to actually see all of your contacts real time, your calendar real time, right on your phone. So you have to ask yourself why. Why am I syncing that? And really, the best reason to do that is you've got if you've got an online calendar going and you're needing to pull that information in. That's when it makes sense to do that. All right. And then we have sync settings. So let's show you the sync settings. And again, with the caveat that I just mentioned, why are you synchronizing? And if you've got a valid reason, great. But just make sure that you're not putting your foot in two camps. I'm putting contacts and calendar stuff in one and contacts and calendar in another. And I just want them to sync. You have to ask yourself, why am I doing it in Outlook if my main CRM is Act? All
Yeah,
right.
good
So
point.
activity syncs and contact syncs. So activity syncs, you can enable the sync. You can synchronize it now. You can have Act to Outlook, Outlook to Act, Act to Outlook, two-way sync. Two-way sync is when you're going right back and forth. Typically, what I would do is I would do Outlook to Act if I'm doing the calendar and I'm having an online calendar. But if I'm not, again, I just disable these. Do not synchronize updates to activities that have been synced already. That's a good one to check off. And then you want to set how long, what's my range? Okay, I want to have 14 days in the past and maybe a month in the future, something to that effect. And then in contacts, the same. You basically have the same thing, and then it will synchronize to Outlook every. You can have right as early as 5 minutes, right up to 6 hours. I wouldn't do it too frequent, maybe 10 minutes, something like that. And then activity settings. Let's see. Select a group. So you want to select a group, Act settings group. You can actually create a group to do that. And then clear last sync data. Pretty straightforward stuff. Again, this one I probably wouldn't use at all, but the activities make sense again if you're using an online calendar. And if you're not using an online calendar, you may want to investigate into that. There are tons of them out there. Some are really good, some are not as good as some of the other ones. I personally use Link to Calendar, which is a direct link to the Act Calendar. It doesn't do a jump to Outlook and then in there. It's not as powerful as maybe the paid version of Calendly, as far as all the extra features it has, but it really nails it. It really does a good job. Anyways, so that's your synchronization, and then once you've saved that, you can press the sync now button anytime and have that information synced back and forth. All right, so I'm going to do a test. So I'm going to go in here, go back into Act, and I'm going to do a view refresh. And I'm going to send a text or send an email from my calendar. So I'm sending this to CRM, CLX CRM plus Todd at gmail.com. And so I'm going to send this little email. And then this is going to go to Todd Miller's record. And then if you've watched any of my other videos, we use Todd Miller. He's kind of our go-to guy. So I'm going to send an email out to Todd. So that's gone from my cell phone. And now I'm going to go over here to Todd Miller's and just see how long before it attaches. Jared, are there any questions?
Nope, no questions so far.
All right, so here's one we were testing here back in August. Boy, a whole month, a whole month ago. You can see there just a test, that one attached to it. So I'm not sure. I think it takes a little bit of time to go in. We're going to do a refresh here.
But it is nice that it can pull up stuff in
There
the
it is.
past that you
That's how
might not have
fast it
done.
is.
Oh,
And I
wow.
sent this email from my phone. And so, and you can see it attached it from here. So this has been one of the bigger reasons why I'm using Act for Outlook, because the other stuff is exactly the same. And if the Act email is working for you, why change? Hey, it's great. But when I saw this feature, I went, okay, I got to use that because now I can send something from my phone. I know it's going to attach, and this is the one of the bigger reasons I've used this. And again, for those who have had any problems with attached emails, this is a solution. Jared, you were going to make a comment there. Sorry.
Oh, no, I totally forgot what I was even thinking. I was just saying it's nice that it can go back and sync. So when you get this, let's say you could go back and sync, the last month or something if you forgot to attach something, and you can go back and search and attach stuff that you forgot. So it's
Yeah.
like it can do a lot. It can help you a lot if you've missed some stuff. Get Act
It
for
will,
Outlook,
and the thing of it is,
and
it
then you can back it up.
automatically does
Yeah,
it. Yeah, it
yeah, it's
automatically does it.
great.
It's not like you have to go in and
Saves you time.
manually attach. If it was
Hmm.
sent, it's going to go in your look at your sent box and go, oh,
Send folder.
here's a bunch that
Yep.
didn't get sent. Oh, this one doesn't have an email address. Do you want me to add this as a contact? It's just brilliant. Any comments out there or any questions
No, there's
on what we've covered here?
no questions so far. But if anybody has it, please just pop it into the chat, and I'll let Gary know, and we can go over them. I guess
Yeah.
we still have to touch base on the calendar part, which is probably a cool feature with Act for Outlook.
Oh, the say that again, Jared?
The syncing of that calendars, the Act calendar with the Outlook calendar.
Like going into this setting here?
Oh no, I was just saying that it's one of the new features with the V8. It can
Oh,
sync your
yes.
calendar, your Act
My
calendar with Outlook, and
apologies.
that's something that a lot of people wanted is to have
Yeah, I
their
don't
Outlook
think
and Act calendar synced.
yeah, I don't think in version 7 they had the calendar sync, did they? Yeah,
No,
that was
version
the
8
other
is
one.
new, and
For
that's a
me,
huge new
I'm not
feature.
going, "Hoo-ha, this is great," because I don't use the calendar sync.
Well, it's up to you. If you use Outlook
Yeah,
calendar a
yeah,
lot, it can really you can do either way and it can sync it, which is a great feature for many people who have been using Act calendar for
exactly.
a while. So that's just why I like to bring that up because it's good to sync calendars that way. And
Yeah.
yeah, you want to be able to look at your calendar and see all your stuff and not just, oh, some stuff I put in Outlook and some stuff I put in Act. You kind of want it all in one place so you can manage it properly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But again, the caveat to that is, if you're in a larger organization where, hey, portion is not using Act, then it makes sense to sync both calendars and contacts. And
mm,
if you're using any kind of online calendaring for people to book appointments with you, then it totally makes sense to synchronize
yeah.
your calendar. And if you're not using something like Link to Calendar like we are, then it makes total sense. Like if you're using Calendly or Bookings or like I said, there's a ton of them out there. Then you'll want to have your Outlook calendar items merged in.
Mm.
All right. All right. Well, I think I've covered everything in Act for Outlook. The Let me just get to the other screen here. The price for this product is $39.95 US dollars. You can buy that off our website, and if you want to trial it, just go to our website. The link is in the description of this live stream. So you can go down there, click on the link. It'll take you right to it. You can download the trial right from there as well. Download the trial, give it a try, and then just
Mm.
give us a jingle saying, "Hey, I want 1 or 2 or 10 copies of this thing," and we'll get you set up. And if you need some help installing it, configuring it, we have experts ready to help out with that as well. Jared, any other comments as we're
Yeah, no,
wrapping up here?
it's a great product. It's like I believe one of the number one selling add-ons just because of its all the email functionality, and now it has two-way syncs of your contacts and attaching emails and calendars if you want for different things,
Yeah.
which is always nice to have those options depending on how you have your business set up. And then they have Act for Mail, which is if you're using just the web version of Act and not desktop, you can use that as well. That's a subscription-based one. But it's a similar thing. It's another thing
Yeah.
that can be used,
Oh, and
which
I
is great.
should mention too that $39.95 is not a subscription; it's a perpetual license. You pay for it
One time.
once,
Yep,
and
that's
it's good for that
very
that particular version. So long as you're on whatever version you're on, you don't have to pay that again, and so that makes
super
it nice
affordable for
too.
the value. Yep, great
Hmm.
price and a great value for what you get. So highly
Yeah, yeah.
recommend it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think about it this way: if you're constantly having an issue, and like I mentioned, there are a few companies that maybe there's 1 or 2 people in there that are having issues consistently. Uh, for the price of that, it's cheaper than having
Mm,
a support call to connect things back up again. And what we'll do too is we'll find that video that we did for how to connect it back up. We'll add that to the description in here, so that when you come back to the recording, if you look into the more comment or the description area, you'll see a link there to another video that will
mhm.
actually show you how to reconnect if it did disconnect for you, and help you get that up and working for you. So, if there are no other questions, we look forward to doing next week. I think, are we doing AI next week, Jared?
I believe that's on the schedule. AI. Yep, always a
Oh
fun
man, we've
topic.
been
It's ever
having so much
changing.
fun with AI. I am telling
Yep.
you, my gosh, and things are changing so fast in the AI
Mm,
industry. And we're looking at how we can utilize that internally or for ourselves. And whatever we brainstorm thing we come up with, we're gonna show you what we can do. But I believe we got AI next week. If not, it's the week after. But you'll just keep an eye out for the posts. Make
Mhm.
sure you subscribe. When you subscribe to it, you get notified that hey, we're going to be going live. We've got something coming up, and it may be of interest to you. Not everything that we do is AXRM related.
Mhm.
We do
Yeah.
other things as well, like AI, and sometimes we'll show other things. So
Mhm.
keep an eye out. Maybe there's something that will trigger you that you've got a question about, and we can help you out with. We're happy to do that. And by all means, if you've got any requests of, hey, yeah, I would really like to know whatever, throw that by us, and if it makes sense, we'll do a video up and share that with you. And any way that we can help, that's what we want to do. Anyways, Jared, thank you so much for moderating today. We didn't get a lot of
Oh, you bet.
questions, so we'll see how
Huh, sometimes.
people respond to this. Hopefully, this
Yeah.
helps those who
Yeah.
maybe see some value in. At least
Oh, yeah.
for me, the value was being able to attach those emails that I send out from my phone. That was
It's
that
worth
was
it
the
right
big one
there.
for me. Others, it'll be the calendar and
Oh,
contact
yeah.
attaching. Others, it'll just be a stable environment for those who maybe haven't had such a stable environment. Anyways,
Mhm.
thanks everyone for attending today. Look forward to talking to you on the next one. If you have any comments, don't forget again to put them in there and like and subscribe. Have yourself an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.